Welcome, children. Today we are going to discuss the answers of the third term assessment 1 examination of English. In this test, you were tested on two skills apart from the linguistic ability. One was comprehension and analysis, which was a set of questions given from the chimney sweeper poem, and the other one was application skill, where you had to write a letter, and you could understand that the letter was related to the theme of the poem Chimney Sweeper. So the little passage that was given to you was, "And by came an angel who had a bright key, and he opened the coffins and set them all free. Then down a green plain, leaping, laughing, they run, and wash in the river and shine in the sun." The first question, the entire comprehension was of, as you can see, 15 marks. So the first question carried 2 marks. What do the word coffins signify? What does the word coffin signify over here? So now, children, when it is of 2 marks, you are supposed to write what is metaphorically the coffin over here. You just simply cannot write coffin is a wooden box where dead bodies are kept. If you have written that, then you would have got marks, but not the entire marks. So, coffins symbolize chimneys. So you have to write that. The chimneys, just like the coffins, are very narrow. So that is point number 1, and provide no room for comfortable movement. That is the first thing. They are as narrow as the coffins. 1 mark. And the second mark was allotted to the fact that chimneys become synonymous to coffins, as the children working there in the coffins often meet their death due to suffocation or even falling down the chimneys. So this would have been the complete answer if you have written it. And if you have touched all the points in your own language perfectly fine, you would have got the marks. The second question, which carried 1 mark, was who are they in the above lines? So they here represent the young chimney sweepers, including the narrator. And since you have some names of these children, you could have very well incorporated them, like Tom, Dick, Joe, Ned, etc. But if people have written only chimney sweepers, including the narrator, or just maybe 1 or 2 names, I have not deducted the marks. You have got 1 mark because it's just 1 mark. But if you have not written the word chimney sweepers, then marks have been deducted because they are the chimney sweepers. Otherwise, Tom, Dick, Joe, Ned could easily be students also. So you have to write chimney sweepers. The third question was divided into 3 parts. In whose dream did the angel appear? That carried 1 mark. Why was the dreamer upset? That carried 1 mark. And who consoled him and how? Now, in whose dream did the angel appear? 1 mark. The angel appeared in Tom Dacre's dream. Why was the dreamer upset? Now, the dreamer was upset because his head was being shaved against his will, probably as some sort of a punishment. And who consoled him? Of course, the narrator or the poet here consoled him. And how? By saying that the best part of having his head shaved was now that he did not have to worry about his beautiful white blonde hair being dirtied by the soot, or maybe his pate being infested with lice. Now, if you are writing, everyone has got this correct, that the angel appeared in Tom Dacre's dream. Why was the dreamer upset? Because they were in coffins. No, he was not upset because they were in coffins. That is a part of the dream, and after that the dream of Tom Dacre turns into a very beautiful dream. And who consoled him? The angel did not console him. The angel promised him certain things if Tom Dacre behaved in certain ways. So there was no consolation. First of all, you have to remember what does the word consolation means? It means you're upset and someone is trying to speak to you in such a nice manner, in such a beautiful manner, that you're no longer upset. So the answer here would obviously be the dreamer was upset because his head was being shaved, and the person consoling him was the narrator, and the narrator was consoling him by saying that now, since you don't have any hair, you don't have to worry about the fact that your beautiful blonde hair would be dirtied by the soot. Now, the fourth question was the analytical question. So far, we have comprehension type questions, but since the skill is comprehension and analysis, we have to analyze something. The question which I had given you was this one. The line, then down a green plain, leaping, laughing they run, is a stark contrast to the lives of the young chimney sweepers that they actually lived. Justify this. Of course, the chimney sweepers led a dreary and bleak life. There was no happiness in their lives. The color mostly associated to them was black, because they worked in chimneys, there was no light in the chimneys, and the chimney was filled with soot. So the color associated with them was black. Plus, the area of the work that the chimney sweepers were used to was narrow, dark chimneys, and so that made their movement very, very slow. Obviously, when you are leading such a life, the children had no reason to be happy and lived in the constant grip of slavery and the fear of death. However, in the given line, everything is different. The children are leaping, laughing, which means that this dreary and bleak life is a stark contrast. It's not dreary anymore, it is happy. The color which was associated with soot and unhappy life now changes to green, which is a color of life and rejuvenation. Previously, we found that the children had very little space to move. Now they are leaping and running, and there's a lot of space to run. You just cannot run in a very small area. And now they are very happy. They are not in the constant grip of the fear of death. So here it was analytical, and you had to justify that how this line is a perfect contrast to the actual life that they lived. Then there was the question, state 3 poetic devices from Blake's The Chimney Sweeper and support your answer quoting suitable examples from the poem. What we generally want is that you write the poetic device or literary device, put a dash and give the concerned line. Now here you had a host of things to choose from, and you did quite well here, I must admit. Alliteration, metaphor, simile, repetition, imagery. Some of you, I must say, also went to the web and found out assonance and things like that. Symbolism, irony, and all that. Okay? So you have written it well, and it was done also quite well. Except for 1 or 2 people, most of you have written the correct lines also. So I'm not reading it out because it's, you know it, you have it in the form of a PPT, and I will also be uploading this particular document on the GCR. So I need not read it out to you. And the last question of comprehension and analysis was, what is the critic revealed in the last line of the poem? Those of you who had read the summary of the poem, and I am surprised that why did you not read it? Because there was only one poem to have been done, which means you needed to listen to 3 videos, and the only written thing that we had given you was the summary, and the literary device was also there in the form of a video, and you had to write it down so that you could practice it. In the summary, it was clearly written that the critic revealed in it was about the system that brainwashes the slaves. These children are nothing but slaves into believing that if they do their duty without complaining or questioning that why are they subject to such miserable lives, their lives would change for the better someday. As the angel had said, that if you do your work, you would have God for your father. The little boys thus are dragged back to their life of drudgery with the illusion of a bright future. But what happens in reality is that nothing changes. That's why I use the word illusion. Nothing changes, nothing good happens to them. That is what is the criticism all about, that you're just brainwashing these little children, and by the time they realize that nothing good is going to happen out of it, they are already midway into their lives, or they have lost all hope. So this is the critic that was revealed in the last line of the poem. So mostly you have done well, but if you have one chapter to go through, then it is advisable, children, that you should read every document that we provide you with and also listen carefully to the videos. So take care and all the best for your next exams.